Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm sitting in my garage in my Eskimo Eskape 2600, and I got a few new Eskimo items that I just like to go over and try out with you guys. So yeah, a bunch of the Ehub stuff finally came out with a base for these flip over shacks. So they came out with the flip shelter base, which will strap onto these poles, as you can see here. And we're gonna install those today and try out a few things. So I got the flip shelter base, a couple of those for this. I also got the Eskimo rattle reel. I got a couple of those. I got the rod holder as well for when I don't want to use the rattle reel, just want to use the rod. And then I also got the shelter light kit. So we're going to try that out today as well. We'll turn all the lights off here in the garage. Once that's installed, turn it on and we'll see how it lights up this shack. So I also got some base mounts for my hub shelter. Everything, the rattle reels and the rod holders, they come with the base mounts for the hub shelter. I'm going to mount those in there as well, but that'll be at a later time. So without further ado, let's get started here. We're going to start by putting on the bases here, the flip shelter bases. I'm going to put one on this here, and then I'm going to put one up on the ceiling here. I'll move the camera so you guys can see that for the light. And it should just be able to stay on when it flips over, and everything's packaged up to move. So I'll put one on either side here, and then one on the top. So in here comes with two flip shelter adapters, the bases. Okay guys, so the flip over hub base here, it doesn't quite fit on these lower ones. It's too big, if you can see that. It's meant for this diameter of pipe. So we're gonna put this on, fits quite nicely. I'm going to strap that through there. Center that. Pull it quite tight. I might go a little lower here. And there you have it. So that is locked on. There's a little too much Velcro there. I'll just kind of tuck that away. So there's one, and we're gonna put one on the other side the same way. And then I'm gonna show you guys the top. We'll put one up there for the light as well. Okay guys, so I'm gonna off center this one a little bit because we have this spreader pole that goes here. Should be fairly centered, and then you have the next one here. So we're probably I'm gonna offset it over on this side here. Put that on there like so. This one's gonna be a little trickier. It's the fabric. And same thing. I want this one pointed down. And again, there's a little too much Velcro given, but we'll just leave that like that. Okay guys, so that camera angle, it's a little hard to see what I was doing, but there's the final product installed. Again, there's a little too much Velcro. I guess you could cut it. I'm just gonna leave it as is. That way you have something to pull on, especially when it's cold. If you want to move it or whatever, gives you a little substance to pull on. So we're gonna mount the light to that, and we'll turn off all the lights in the garage and see how that is. So I'll show you guys how we're gonna mount that and what I'm gonna plug it into. Okay guys, so with the shelter light kit, here's what you're going to get. So you're going to get a USB adapter, alligator clips for 12 volt battery. You have, this is a dimmer switch for it. So if you hold this button down, and I'll show you guys a little later, it can adjust the dimness of the light. I like it the brightest. I like to see what I'm doing, but there is that option. And then it comes with 2 cables to give you lots of length for wherever you decide to put it. I don't know the length of these off the top of my head, but they are pretty long. You get a bunch of, excuse me, bunch of Velcro straps, so you can strap these wires up on the poles and leave them there permanently. I haven't decided how I'm going to do that yet, so I'm just going to leave that out. You also get a hub base with this. This would be for a hub shelter, not a flip over. And then finally you get your light. So we're going to get this installed up on the top here. And it's pretty easy. So you have the plug on the light here. So I'm going to do this off to the side. If you guys can see that. So it just slips on super easy. Right there, click. And then off to the side here, we're going to have our wire coming out. That way you can feed it down here, down to wherever you'd like. I'm just going to dangle it down for the purposes of showing you guys, but yeah, that's how I'd put it on. Okay guys, so this just plugs in easily. I have it plugged in. Just unplugs like so. Plug it in. Then I have a connection here, which I put on the dimmer. You don't have to, you can go full brightness all the time. I just like the features of having the dimmer. And then I went and connected the USB adapter. So what I use is this DeWalt battery. There's an adapter on Amazon for it that converts it to USB. That's what I'm going to use. They would make them for every style of drill, Milwaukee, Makita, etc. But yeah, we're just going to plug this in. Okay, we're plugged in now. So the light is off. So down here, we have your button here, which is your on-off button and your dimmer. So again, you don't need this, but if you don't have it, it's just going to be on unless you unplug it. So it's almost a must to have. So to turn it on, you just click once, and you guys can see that. If you look in the background there, how bright this light is. So on, off, on. And then I'll show you guys here. To dim it, you just hold this down. I think you guys can see in the background it getting dimmer. That's as dim as it goes. Okay, and then I'm gonna hold it. It's getting brighter in the background. There you go. It's as bright as it goes. So if I hold it, goes dim, hold it again. Keep holding it until it gets as bright as it can. And there you go. So I use this DeWalt battery because I use an Eskimo pistol bit to drill my holes, and I use a DeWalt drill. So I have this battery with me anyway, so it's just one less thing to carry. I did buy the battery mount for the sled to kind of mount the battery and hold it in place. Not sure if I'm going to use that or not. I like to put minimal holes through my sled, but I'm going to try this out next few trips and see how it goes. So yeah, super simple. And again, it comes with those Velcro wraps, so you can, you know, unvelcro this or leave it. Velcro them up, Velcro it all the way down here. And then you should be able to leave most of the wiring in place all the time if you do it right. So that's how that looks. So again, guys, I have this plugged into USB. You don't have to USB if you just have your sonar battery or another little 12 volt, like 9 or 7 amp hour battery. You can use these alligator clips, and all you do is just unplug here, plug that in, and away you go. Pretty nifty. Honestly, it is very bright. So I'm going to do a test here. I'm going to turn off all my garage lights. I'm going to turn off all my lights I have in here so you guys can see me as well, and then we'll get going. Okay guys, so all my garage lights are off now. I don't know if you can see it. It's pitch black. Nothing else is on except for this light we have on top. So we are on max brightness. If I hold this button, I'm going to hold it down and it's going to dim. Sorry, it's probably going to get a little grainy on the footage, but That's as dim as it goes. Again, we'll hold it. That's as bright as it goes. We're gonna turn it off. Okay, so pitch black. Again, as you can see, I have no lights on in my garage, nothing. You might see a little light roaming around from my microphone on my chest, but that's it. I'm gonna press the button. There you go, guys. So honestly, this is quite bright. I thought this would be a lot dimmer for one little puck light, but no, at night, this is all you need, honestly. Yeah, this is great. It lights up the whole area. You can see your fishing area really well. I like having it above here so you can still see in your sled, whatever you're doing. Now, if you have a bigger hub style shelter, you might want to invest in 2 of these. I can't see this lighting up, you know, a big double wide one completely with just one. You'd probably want to invest in another one. Now, I don't believe currently there's any way to daisy chain these together, so you would need, you know, 1 battery. You could do with the alligator clips coming from 2 lights to connect to it. So, but yeah, no, this is quite bright. I'm impressed, and I'm filming this whole thing with just this light. So, hopefully, I'll look at the footage after. But to me, it looks quite good. Okay, guys. So now I have my lights on again for the video. This light's also still on, so just to see how bright it is one more time. Off, on. So it does add quite a bit of light from what I can see in my camera in the distance there. It adds quite a bit. So yeah, again, quite impressed. I'm just gonna leave it on. The DeWalt battery, this is a 9 amp hour, so it's pretty large, but like the charge has dropped nothing by running it. So I'll have to do some real world tests and see how that goes. All right, next, I want to try these rattle reels. As you can see, I tried opening it when I first got it. I was so excited. Haven't fully opened it yet. So I'm gonna do that and I'll be right back. So this is the rattle reel for the Ehub. Again, if you use the flat Ehub mounts, these will work for your hub style shelter. We need these Velcro on ones for the flip overs. So that's kind of what I'm getting into here. So you can hear, you know, if you get something, it rattles pretty good. It kind of comes with, it's got a little clip in here for when it's mounted. This comes again with another hub style mount. So this I could see being tricky, you know, out in the cold. Yeah, I don't know how well it would work. There's kind of a little nub you got to pull back and then take your clip off there. So here we go, the rattle reel. We're gonna put it on here. You can twist this whatever which way you want, kind of thing. All these move, they're a little stiff because they haven't been moved a whole lot. But, so if we're gonna, you know, be sitting here, I'm gonna have this angled almost like that towards the hole. Everything rotates. Again, it's very stiff, it's brand new here. But it should just click right on. There we go. So we can angle it down. If our hole's over there, angle down, throw some line on here. There's an adjustable drag too. So you can tighten this knob on here. And now there's a little bit of drag. But yeah, that's that. Looks like it holds fairly firmly. I'm gonna try tightening this Velcro a little bit here. Not as strong as I'd like it. There we go. So yeah, it's decent. I wouldn't, you know, do crazy drag on it, obviously, because, you know, your whole shelter's at risk here. But yeah, quite nice to have. So we're gonna pop that off. Again, there's kind of those a little clip on the bottom. You kind of have to see if you guys can see that on here. You kind of have to pry that back just a touch to get it off. So that could be interesting out in the cold. Anyways, so yeah, that's the rattle reel. Very simple. Drags there. Put some line on and yeah, clip it on. I'm probably going to put some tip up line on here and then tie on a leader. Just kind of like I run a tip up. But I'm sure you could use, you know, normal fishing line as well. whatever you choose. So yeah, that's that. Next we're gonna do the rod holder. It goes on the same way. I won't demonstrate it. I'm just gonna bend the cardboard here. So it would clip on. Same thing. You put your rod in there. I'll grab a rod here and show you. Okay, didn't realize I had one right behind me there. So that's up there. All you do, put your rod in there, and it just kind of hangs in there. So when you get one, it holds on really well. Looks like it won't slip out or anything. So maybe a little bit. Depends how you angle it, I guess. But yeah, then you can kind of take a break from fishing. Another thing I did in this Eskimo Escape 2600 is I added a bolt down here, and there you go. You have a rod holder built in. A lot more sturdy, obviously, down here. So I use that a lot of time when I'm taking a break. I put one on either side. It is, yeah, it's the way to go. I found this mod online. There's another ice fisherman, I can't remember his name, who I saw this, but yeah, super simple. So anyways, guys, that's a quick rundown of the Eskimo Ehub system. Some new stuff that I got. Really looking forward to using it out on the ice. This light is awesome. That's probably one of my most exciting upgrades of the Ehub system that I got. The fact, you know, it just plugs into my drill battery that I use for my Eskimo pistol bit is awesome. You know, if needed again, use these alligator clips to go to your sonar battery if it's in the tent, or another battery that you have mounted to the sled. Appreciate you watching. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out this channel. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much.